We are spotting a major comeback trend, helping women rediscover their confidence. Once seen as a relic of, the 80s, right? The practice of finding your season is popular again, only the new improved version of color analysis is much more specific and detailed than it once was. Meredith Villalba, help me.
Villalba.
I even practiced. She's lovely. She has a lovely Spanish last name. She's a certified personal color analyst, and her goal is to help women see how beautiful they are in the right colors. It's nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Forgive my failure of an introduction.
I've heard it all.
I'm so fascinated by your career, by your profession. You do this professionally, and I bet you love it.
It is the most fun job, and I would never have thought, even a few years ago, this is what you'd be doing. You'd be a personal color analyst. So, but here I am. It is, I got obsessed, like your friend we were talking about.
Women do.
Yeah. You get kind of sucked down the rabbit hole and obsessed with trying to solve it. And anyway, I was so obsessed that I went and got training and certified, and it is the funnest job.
Okay, I'm curious about your personal analysis on the reason why. Why the comeback? Why now are women rediscovering this idea of finding my colors and feeling confident because of it? Right.
It was enormously popular back in the 80s, 90s. I remember my mom getting it done. All of her friends had it done. They're carrying around their swatch books. And it was so huge. And at the time, they only had the 4 seasons. So autumn, winter, spring, summer. But for some people, they looked radiant and beautiful, and then there were other people. So my mom actually was analyzed in all 4 seasons by 4 different people. And the truth is, she doesn't fall clearly in any of them because she has a neutral undertone. She actually is something between 2 of those seasons. So that's the difference. We have now really refined color theory and our understanding of color into neutral tones that fall between them.
So now there aren't just 4 seasons, there are
12.
12 seasons.
12 seasons.
That stand to serve people like your mom who might fall in between.
Yes.
What are the benefits, Meredith, of really discovering our season or knowing our colors?
Where to begin?
Where to start?
I've shared some before and afters, and I hope that you can see the difference between when you don't understand your colors, your personal colors. At least I remember just guessing, just always feeling like, is this going to work? Is that going to work? And then once I had my colors done, it was like, boom, the framework. I felt settled. I felt like I could build a wardrobe that was cohesive. I knew what lipstick tones to pick. I knew why platinum hair was the worst for me, but I wanted to try the trend. But it's really helpful because you build your image based on you, the colors that are already in you. You're already in harmony. Your hair, your skin, your eyes already comes together.
It's comes
in
that
harmony.
Way. Yeah.
Yeah, you're prepackaged. Like natural design already has you just right.
So work with that, not against that.
Yes.
Beyond just the aesthetic, and I don't want to get too romantic here, but I have to think there's like an inner effect that happens as well. And you describe it as an inner energy.
Yes, there's a real psychological component to colors. In fact, I'll play a game with you.
What?
If I ask you, I'm just going to say a sentence and you fill in the answer. So
okay.
The color that I can never wear is?
Red.
Red, okay. My mother always told me that I look best in?
Blue.
Yeah, there you go. Is there a color of a dress that you remember wearing as a child that you just have either really great memories of or really bad memories of?
Of blue and green floral.
Yeah. So you can
immediately make these psychological connections.
So a lot of people come with sort of preconceived notions about what works for them or what doesn't work for them, and sometimes it's right on. So when we do the analysis, it feels really intuitive, and for other people, it's like it's a real shock. It's like all of a sudden they see themselves. I regularly have people say, oh, that's me. I see who I am, which is a really beautiful thing to build.
That's powerful to feel seen by yourself.
Right, because every woman is a work of art. They're already beautiful, and I should say men too. It's not just for women, but you're already just so beautiful, so it's just radiating those colors.
You say women often come to you for a color analysis in transformative chapters of their life. Like they're seeking what in that moment?
Yeah, it's really fascinating how a lot of people are sort of periods of transformation. Sometimes that has to do with a wardrobe. So I often see people have recently made lifestyle changes and lost a lot of weight. and this is their way of, celebrating before they go out and buy a new wardrobe. Or women that, post-pregnancy or post-having children, they're ready to invest back again in themselves. A lot of people moving into professional lives. But I do see people when is life not transformative?
Sure,
That's
true. But the chapters are always grinding and gearing. Give us just a brief synopsis, like 30 seconds. What happens during a color analysis?
Okay, so when you come into the studio, you're placed in full spectrum lighting. You'll be in neutral gray, and I'll put up a series of specifically, like scientifically color calibrated drapes in a specific order.
Around your face.
Right around your face. And we watch those changes that occur and we make comparisons, better, worse, better, worse. You really don't know what your best is until you can compare it.
Can you immediately see harmony versus disharmony?
Definitely. Some people at certain stages are a little bit trickier. That's why it takes 45 minutes to an hour.
We're looking at Christina here, and you're putting these shades. She's having a reaction. What were the final results for Christina?
Christina is a dark winter. These are some of her tones.
Did that surprise her?
It did. Well, she didn't really have a lot of preconcept, she didn't know what
she wanted
the answer,
to be.
Yeah. Some people do. But what she was surprised with was how many arrays of colors. She knew navy worked for her, she knew black worked for her, but to see a whole span of other colors that were surprising was fun.
So what about a client or a woman? I told you before the show, I had this done once, and I think I was a wannabe fall, but I got put into spring.
Yeah.
What about the woman who's let down? Like, I don't like those colors that I've been assigned.
It's actually rare to see that.
Is it?
Yeah, it does. It does happen. I hear about it usually after the fact. Like they'll tell me, oh, I was kind of sad. But they almost always come around and go, but it works.
Okay.
I feel so much better in these.
And you say quickly AI is helping women discover their color match.
Yes, it doesn't help with analysis itself. It's not really to that point, but it does help with online shopping. Identifying colors that belong in your color palette.
Yes.
And so there's a TCI, True Color International, developed an app called True Color Match, and you can online shop, import the website, click the color, like the red dress. You have reds, they're just different types of reds than what you're thinking. But yeah, you'll put it right over that red tone, click analyze, and it will pop up and say, hey, this belongs in a light summer palette, or this belongs in a true autumn palette.
So it will take that shirt I like from Loft and tell me what palette it belongs. Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive technology. I think you're impressive, the way you talk around this, and more so I think the way you believe in the deeper purpose of helping women find that confidence and celebrate that true beauty that's already built in, as you said. Thank you for sharing a little bit about it. Fascinating to think of the resurgence and why this is coming back, and to see women really, like my friend, get obsessed and have fun with it. How can people get in touch with you?
My website is www.mycolorcompass.com.
My Color Compass will link you over if you want to schedule a consultation. Meredith, thank you so much. Really interesting stuff.